bit of an update from the finish line at Red Bull Romaniacs. I made it. Did silver class. I think I finished provisional results about 40th, which is nice because my goal was sort of top 50. Today was pretty tough. The organisers said it would be a pretty easy day. The morning was pretty tough. We did a really gnarly creek bed, and then up some pretty big ridge lines. And the weird thing was it was like riding in Australia today because it was really dusty and rocky, very different terrain to what we've been riding for the last few days. Very much like riding gnarly single track in the high country, and dusty as well, which was the first time I've experienced dust from the ride so far. So we rode that for all morning, did the service point, and then for another hour or two. Then we popped out of the hills into a whole lot of grass fields and stuff, and they were just torture. They were these reasonably flat grass fields that had these, I don't know, they were like furrows or something across it, and so they just beat you up. And so it was a much bigger day than I expected. I struggled today. I hit the wall about halfway through the day, and physically it was just destroyed. Had some big crashes. Hadn't really crashed until now, and then I had 3 real good ones today, as in over the bars and cartwheel down the hill. Slipped down the hill with the bike on another occasion, the bike on top of me. I was on my back with the bike on top of me, and I slid down for about 20 metres with the foot peg digging into my guts, and my arm through the bark buster, and that was tough. Did a couple of pivot turns that went wrong and sort of fell off the side of the hill. Just really, when you get really physically fatigued and your brain starts to go as well, and you lose your reaction times and stuff. So I hit that and sort of went downhill. Still a lot of fun. I mean, grouse fun. But it was a really tough day, and to come across the finish line, absolutely elated, as you can imagine. This race is amazing. It's the countryside is incredible. The people are awesome. The people you meet on the trails and stuff is fantastic. I met so many really cool people from different countries, and all in all, a fantastic experience. The emotional roller coaster is like nothing I've ever experienced. It's like you do about a month's worth of riding in a day, it feels like, and then in that day you go up and down from the depth of despair. I mentioned in another interview that Laurie did before, I had an incident where I nearly went off the side of a cliff yesterday, and it was the most frightening thing I've ever done in my life. I actually froze and I could not move, and I've never experienced anything like it. And so that rattled me until about halfway through today. I was really, really cautious because of that experience. So, the races involve from that, from absolute fear and frustration and despair right through to absolute elation, and just making new friends, and sitting on top of the most crazy mountains you've ever seen, looking over the most incredible landscapes. Australia just doesn't. It's just different. It really is. It's amazing to be here. So all in all, an absolutely incredible experience. Really happy to have finished. And Amber's still coming through. She's at this stage looks like she's about an hour away. If she makes it, that'll be 2.5 days on the bike with a broken hand, which is not a bad effort, I reckon. She's still got to come through all those grass paddocks with all the furrows and stuff in it, which is just going to kill her hand. So I hope she makes it. But that's about it. The little beater has done me proud. It hasn't missed a beat really. I've done one clutch, but you push the bike so hard here because you're doing hill climbs for half an hour or 45 minutes on end, so you just really get everything super hot. And I glazed the clutch up and just replaced the fibres, and it was fine. Other than that, things never missed a beat. It copped an absolute pounding today. I threw it down the hills, I flipped it, I crashed it, I stood it on its nose and went over the top of itself down a big steep hill, and it was looking pretty good until today, but I beat the living crap out of it today. But it hasn't let me down. The trusty little cross trainer's done me well, and I guess that's about it. All in all, fantastic experience. Thanks to everybody for their support. Big thanks to Vita Australia and Vita Romania, Force Accessories, for always standing by us. Chris Perry's just walked past, another Force rider. We've got Robbo over here. How are you, mate? Congratulations on finishing.
Thank you.
And GRO Oils. Thanks, mate. GRO Oils. Oh geez, I can't even think straight. I'm that knackered. Anyway, anyone who's ever supported us throughout the 10 years or so of racing that Amber and I have done, we thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. This is the culmination of every single day I've ever spent on a dirt bike, and it's just amazing. So that'll do.